Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have very special review impressions of a knife I've had in my collection for quite a while. This is the Knives Nitro OG, designed by Peter Carey. Yeah, let's take a look at this guy. All right, today we're looking at the Peter Carey Design Nitro OG. There is another one. I got some stuff for my pants there. Sorry, because I carry and use my knives, by the way. There's a Nitro, and then there's a Nitro OG. The Nitro is a smaller version. The Nitro OG is the bigger version. This is made by Knives, is the OEM. This is a production version. Now, Peter Carey, you can see right there, is actually a custom knife maker. And I got a chance to check out one of his knives at Texas Blade Show, because he's actually from Texas, by the way. Really neat designer. I got a chance to handle his knife, which is phenomenal. His customs are expensive, usually lottery, and they are phenomenal. And their action, which is really ironic, like this right here, you see that? His action is very similar to that. And when I got this knife, having handled a Peter Carey knife, actually, temporarily, mind you, I was so impressed with it. I really was. And I was blown away at this particular knife. To date, I still think this is one of Wi's best, if not their best production knives that they make out there. This is so close to the heart and intent of Peter Carey that I'm just blown away. So, name of the designer, Peter Carey, custom knife maker in USA, manufactures Knives. The knife name is the Nitro OG. The materials, this is titanium scales with carbon fiber. I want to call it shredded carbon fiber inlay, right? So it is a frame lock, but it's a bolstered frame lock. There is weight relief, holes drilled out in there, definitely for weight relief. Never mind, even with the carbon fiber in there. It's got a full back spacer, got a deep pocket carry clip right there, which goes over well. No sharp spots, which is really nice. So that works really well. And especially with that bolstered, I can get an easy reverse flick with the thumb studs, which is really nice. It is also a flipper, and the jimping goes all the way around. And that makes this very functional. So you can do the light switch, then you can also do the push button. They both work really well. Beautiful hand satin finish blade right there. It is 20 CV blade steel, CPM 20 CV, which is the USA made. You can usually see it right about there somewhere. So gorgeous knife. I got a little, looks like I got a little tape on the end of there because I actually used it to cut something open. Let's see if I can get that off. What do I have on there? Sorry, I use my knife. I know, it's crazy. Or, you know, some people are safe queens, use your knives. Other people are like, well, you got to have it beat up, banged up, get it hammered. What? You can still use your knife, have it a little dirty, but it can still look in fantastic shape, which mine does, because I like this knife. All right, talking about the knife. Materials, carbon fiber, titanium deep pocket carry clip. Screws aren't hidden. It is not reversible, but that's fine. Right hand tip up only. It does have a backspacer titanium. Actually has some texture there. So if you're ever holding it backwards and you're wanting to do a push cut, full cut, something like, you know, you're doing like cutting through leather, plastic, you know, whatever, cardboard, this will work really well. It is dead nut centered. Let's see, are we? Yeah, we're dead nut centered. Are we dead nut center? It was centered before. I hate doing that, starting off a video like that. But the action on this thing is just absolutely beautiful. Of course, I tightened it up now. It doesn't drop. Oh, great job, Robert. Anyways, beautiful knife. I love this. Like I said, this is one of the few Wi's I've kept in my collection. I have 2 or 3 or 4 of them that I keep. I've had a lot of really good ones. This is by far my favorite one right here. Love his design. The jimping up here, all that stuff is great. So the materials, carbon fiber, titanium, 20 CV, hand satin finish blade. I would consider this a drop point. It's got a beautiful swedge. Swedges are functional, but they're also aesthetically pleasing and beautiful, decorative, it could be. But this one allows you to turn. Beautiful, long, thin blade, comes down to a nice thin edge, super sharp here, right? So that's really wonderful. All right, let's get into the measurements of this knife. What are we dealing with? How heavy is it? Because it's a big boy. It's not a little knife. All right, so we're dealing with a 4.9 ounce knife. It's not a little one, like I said. It definitely has some weight to it, and it's certainly not short. This is definitely well over 8 inches. We're dealing with a knife that goes almost 9 inches. It's 9 and 8 and 7/8 of an inch. So it's a pretty big knife. For the handle area, you get about 4.5. If you go back to here to the very end, it's about 4. I've got large hands with big meaty fingers. Definitely a lot of room, plenty of room over here. But it does have a finger choil, a very functional finger choil. so I can choke up and use that finger choil. So you have definitely some extra room up there. The overall blade length from the tip to the back of the handle is 3 3/4. The overall cutting length is about 3 5/8. So that is what you're dealing with there. All right, so let's look at the blade stock thickness on this blade, because I mean, it's a big blade. How thick is that blade? So let's measure that. We're dealing with 126 thousandths of an inch, which is not super aggressively thick. It's not Medford style, but it's like what you would see in a regular 7.5, 8-inch blade. This is almost 9 inches, so it feels thin. And it comes to a nice flat grind, and it's very much of a slicer over here, and I think that's nice. It is not a hollow grind, but it is a beautiful flat grind, and it's a beautifully tapered down to a very thin edge, and it's a hand satin finish. I like all of that. I think that's great. All right, what category is this knife? This is about $359, $369, I think it is. So that's the MSRP, whatever. So you're looking at a knife that's in the $300 to $600 range, which is my high-end knife. So this is a higher-end or high-end knife. I would definitely call that. Anything above $600 is a custom medtech, but this would be in the higher-end knife for sure. Definitely a really nice knife. I enjoy this. So what is the purpose of this? Is it EDC, hard use, collection piece? I think it could be all the above. Definitely make this a collection piece for sure. It's a Peter Carey design, so you know sometimes this would be close as we could ever get to owning a Peter Carey without spending $5,000-$10,000 or whatever. Though, is this stuff worth it? Everyone who buys them says yes, so I'm going to say yeah. But I like this. I like this. The OG, I mean the Nitro, you might like the smaller Nitro, but the OG is a little bigger. And for me, with shorter fingers, you would think a larger knife like this is difficult, but this handles really well and it works really well in my hands. So I don't have a challenge or difficulty using and carrying this knife. I think it's great. And that's what makes this one of those really beautiful knives where it seems like any length of hand, size of hand, and it works well. Even for smaller hands that normally may not like this size, it would be favoring maybe just the Nitro. The Nitro OG really works well for me, and I really dig this. So yeah, this is why it's in my collection, stayed in my collection, right? All right, is it hard use? I think it'd be hard use. I mean, it is hand satin finish, so you know, take it with a grain of salt. You are going to scratch the blade if you hard use it, but you could, absolutely. It's definitely an EDC knife. Every knife in my collection, I EDC, no matter what. No matter what the cost is, if it's going to be in my collection, I'm going to EDC it. So this would definitely be an EDC knife for sure. So, and it handles well in the pocket. It goes deep pocket carry, about that deep. You do have a little lanyard hole here, so if you like to put a lanyard loop on there, some of you guys love those. You've not been forgotten. Let's talk about the overall design. Okay, so how does it feel? The overall handles, the opening, the close, the textures, jimping, the clip, lanyard, all that good stuff. It is slightly contoured, even though it's rounded all the way on the outside. It's not sharp anywhere. There's no sharp edges. Everything, all the little details have been taken care of. Even the clip doesn't have any sharp edges. It does go in. Now the pocket, you can do a tight squeeze. Everything doesn't burn. There's no hot spots. I like that. I like that a lot. Opening and closing is just absolutely fantastic. The thumb studs work well. Reverse flicking works well. The flipper works well. All that stuff is really nice. The textures on here, there's texture on the backspacer, texture on the flipper, texture on the blade up here on top. All that is really nice. Otherwise, it's smooth. The carbon fiber is not as smooth as the titanium, but that's good. It gives you some traction. I think that's great. The clip is fantastic. Goes in and out of the pocket really well. Has some nice flexibility. I think you would definitely enjoy that, especially going on carbon fiber. So that's nice. I have carried it, and it goes really well in and out of the pocket. The lanyard loop we talked about. Overall feel, opening, closing. What do I think about it? I think it's fantastic. It's absolutely outstanding, and I love the buttery, creamy smoothness of this knife. It is just really phenomenal, and I enjoy that a lot. So what is my fidget factor going to be on this? You've got thumb studs that work really well and a flipper that works really well, and they are executed absolutely outstanding. Outstanding job of execution. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. As far as fidget factor, that's my scale. Now, out of that fidget factor, out of the 4 out of 10, well, how good is the fidgety goodness? This is 100%. This is one of those knives that just really executes well. And so for me, I think it's absolutely 100%. Definitely love that about it. So it's got 4 out of 10. It's very fidgety. Like I said, I love to carry this and fidget all day long with it. And the fidgety goodness is 100%. So all of that. Is it recommended? Yeah, absolutely. This is recommended. 100% recommended. I like this knife. I really dig this knife. I think it's great. Everything about the knife is just outstanding and solid and comfortable, and and functional, very functional. It's just a beautiful slicer. It does have a nice super sharp edge, which is really nice, really well sharpened there. So, and it strops up really well. So I like that. I like that a lot. Makes this a really fun knife to carry. Yeah, definitely recommend it. Overall thoughts. What are your thoughts? Any of you guys own a Nitro OG? Any of you guys like this knife? Any of you a fan of it? I definitely recommend it if you can get a hold of it. I thought this was a special edition, limited edition. It's not. It's a regular edition. So these should be available as they make them. So you should see these coming in and out and be available at times. I think it's a great knife. I think Peter Carey's design is just functional, great, and it translated really well into the sweet knife. So I was very excited about that. All right, let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear comments, email me, whatever. Love to know that. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you consider hitting the subscribe button down below? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps me out, allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone who watches the videos, likes the videos, comments on the videos, comments on the live stream, part of the live stream, just part of the whole community. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. I appreciate every one of you guys. And a big, if you haven't already, maybe check out the notification button down here below as well. Click on that. That way you can be notified of future content like this video and other content. So thank you. Thank you for being part of it and being notified. I appreciate that. Now, a big shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate every one of you guys. You guys are like my workout buddies. You encourage me when I feel like, I don't know if I want to keep producing content. I want to take a break. I do this part-time. I'm not a full-time, but I love doing this. I really do. And it helps me to continue to be encouraged by you channel members. And you do that. You're so generous and you really do encourage me. And I want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you guys. I do 2 exclusive things for you guys because you do 2 wonderful things for me. You encourage me to continue to keep producing content. I don't mean like I feel like I'm getting whipped with a stake or being beaten by a rod or something. I mean, you literally encourage me. You make it exciting for me. You get me excited to produce content. So I just want to say thank you. And that's what this is all about. I enjoy the knife community, enjoy knives. I enjoy everything about this because I like collecting knives and I enjoy the people. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you to you channel members. Secondly, you also allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to do, right? I just many times, because of your generous memberships, I can check out knives that I can, ship back to people once I get to check them out. Shipping adds up, right? I'm able to do a weekly giveaway for everybody once a week. And then a couple of things I do for members, my exclusive way to say thank you is I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. So every week we do a budget banger giveaway for everybody, but then I also once a month like to do a really nice members giveaway knife. And that's my way to say thank you because you're generous to me. I want to be generous back to you. The other thing is I also give anybody who's a brand new channel member or basically who's currently a member and you've never asked or received a channel sticker, whether you're a brand new channel member, were a channel member all along, were a channel member, became a channel member again, I don't care. As long as you are a member right now, you've never asked for a sticker, never received a sticker, email me your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a little thank you note for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate you. So thank you. Also know that as I appreciate you, also know if you want to be a member and you're like, hey, how do I become one of these guys? Check out the link down below. There's a link in the description how to be a channel member, and there's 3 different tiers. I'd love to have you. Any tier at all. If you don't want to be one, please don't ever feel obligated. Only if you want to. So yeah, if you find a tier and you want to support the channel, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. All right. But if you don't, that's totally cool. Just be part of the community. Watch the content, comment, like, whatever. I appreciate you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.